So I went to church today, and I cannot recommend that church more than to anybody who's Catholic and visiting the area or on the Appalachian Trail. I had more helpers than I thought I did. Um, Katarina was willing. She's the woman who took me here. And a month ago, she read Grandma Gatewood's book, Grandma Gatewood Takes a Walk. So she read that book a month ago, and she had the opportunity to meet me. And I'm so happy I got to meet her. She was such a nice lady. She bought me my favorite coconut water, and I didn't film much today, mainly because I just didn't want to, and at this hostel Nature's Inn, I knew everybody here, and we were just having such a good time. We were just talking and just kind of relaxing together, and it was just nice, and I just really didn't want to film. And I just wanted a really relaxing day, and this was it, and I highly recommend Nature's Inn. But this is the bunkhouse. Just like a shed with like 4 bunks in here. But I was here last night and I'm here tonight, and I was the only one in the bunkhouse, so it's kind of like my little private cabin. But it's nothing, but it's dry. There's a fan. There's a heater for when it's cold. Yeah, just something to get you out of the elements, and the beds are kind of comfortable, and yeah, I'm the only one here, so it's a little private cabin for me with a bunkhouse price. So, yeah, can't be happier. And there's a few people tenting, but yeah, everyone here was chill. And there's a small resupply. They're a bit expensive, but I went to Ingles and I got a resupply. Then I went to Irwin with a few other people shuttled in there. And I just kind of went for the camaraderie. And, we had a nice dinner in a Mexican restaurant. I actually did need some, shorts, because my merino wool ones are kind of thinning out near the thigh area. And that's not good. So I did need a knee brace and some shorts here to prevent chafing on my thighs. I'm planning to do 16. No, I'm actually planning to do 18 miles tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. We shall see how that goes. But yeah, I highly recommend this place. And again, I keep going back on this, but if you are Catholic, Mars Hill Catholic Church, highly recommend. And especially if they'll pick you up. They have parishioners all the way in Hot Springs. And this hostel is 20 minutes from Mars Hill, and there was about 3 other backups to come pick me up from this hostel, Nature's Inn at Sam's Gap. So if you're looking for a church, and because there's not many in between, but there is a church in Irwin at Irwin, but the people didn't really seem responsive about picking you up, and the church is 5 miles from the hostel. I guess you can get shuttled into town, but the church is kind of out of the way also, so you would need a car to there. You would need a shuttle, and for Sundays, it's hard to rely on the shuttle services to take you to church. And it's hard to rely on the hostels to take you to church because they just don't understand. But the parishioners at Mars Hill understand how important it is to get to Mass. And I was at Sam's Gap, it's 20 minutes away at this hostel, and Katerina has now visited this hostel. She knows how cute it is. She knows how safe it is. And the word is out now that you can definitely get to church from Sam's Gap in the area. From Hot Springs to Sam's Gap. Yeah, you can get to church. And I'm just so happy I can say that, because I was kind of disappointed in the church communities around here, but this lightened my mood a lot, and gonna start tomorrow with a very happy face, and I'm gonna see how far I can get. I'm hoping to get to Roan Mountain. Actually, I'm hoping, but I called saying, here's the logistics. I did call St. Bernadette in Linville. If that's not right, I'll put it in the descriptions of which town. I called St. Bernadette, and they weren't really willing to pick me up from, like, Elk Park? I think Elk Park, Maryland? Or North Carolina, I can't remember. Again, I'll put it in here. They kind of, like, said, oh, well, Mountain Harbor Hostel, which is near the border, the owner's a Catholic. And so they said, I think they're Catholic. So I called them, and they were like, I asked them, I was like, oh, I heard the owners are Catholic. And they were like, oh, well, we don't do anything like that. We don't take people to church, just for logistics reasons. So, next week might be hard for me. I wasn't really worried about this week, because Maxine, the secretary at St. Andrew the Apostle, in February, she went by her word. She said, you call me once you get closer. You call me. And I did, and she prevailed. She sent out an email to the whole church, and I think she did a Facebook post too. I've talked to some of the other churches around here, and they said, oh, there's nothing we can do. And I said, can you put a notice in the bulletin? They're like, oh, that's something we don't do. I was like, well, can you email the parishioners? Oh, that's something we don't do. Like, really? Because all these other churches are doing it. Anyways, what if somebody breaks their leg and can't get to church? You're like, are you just gonna, like, leave them, like, hanging? I don't know. Anyway, this video has gone too far, and it's not even a view video, because I just didn't feel like filming. But anyways, good night.